Imagine a land once united by centuries of shared culture, languages, and traditions, suddenly torn apart by lines drawn hastily on a map. In 1947, British India was split in two, and with that division came violence, sorrow, and a conflict that would shape South Asia for generations to come. This isn't just about military battles or political power. This is the story of two nations, India and Pakistan, born of the same soil, now trapped in a rivalry that has defined their identities. The partition of India remains one of the largest and most tragic mass migrations in human history. When the British decided to leave, the demand for a separate Muslim state, Pakistan, gained momentum under the leadership of Muhammad Ali Jinnah. The Indian National Congress, led by Nehru and Gandhi, envisioned a united India. But religious and political tensions had reached a boiling point. The Radcliffe Line, drawn in haste and secrecy, divided Punjab and Bengal overnight. Chaos erupted. Trains packed with refugees crossed the new borders, often arriving filled with corpses. Neighbors turned against each other. Friendships ended in violence. Over 14 million people were displaced. Nearly 1 million died. Cities like Lahore, Delhi, Amritsar, and Karachi became flashpoints of horror. And just like that, India and Pakistan were born, not with celebration, but with trauma. It's a wound that still bleeds through generations, through stories told in silence. Barely months after gaining independence, the First World War happened. The princely state of Jammu and Kashmir, a Muslim-majority region ruled by a Hindu king, became the epicenter of conflict. Tribesmen and Pakistani forces entered Kashmir, prompting the Maharaja to seek India's help. India agreed, on one condition: Kashmir must accede to India. The Maharaja signed. Indian troops were airlifted in. The war raged through mountains, valleys, and frozen passes until a UN-brokered ceasefire in 1949 divided the territory. Thus was born the line of control, an unofficial border that remains one of the most dangerous flashpoints on Earth. The war set a pattern, a cycle of tension, mistrust, and bloodshed. In 1965, Pakistan launched Operation Gibraltar, hoping to incite rebellion in Indian-administered Kashmir. India responded with full military force. What followed was a brutal 17-day war fought across land and sky, with massive casualties on both sides. It ended in a stalemate with the Tashkent Agreement. But peace was temporary. Just 6 years later, war returned, this time, even more devastating. In 1971, civil war broke out in East Pakistan, now Bangladesh, where ethnic Bengalis rose up against West Pakistan's authoritarian rule. India intervened, citing humanitarian concerns and a flood of refugees. The war was swift and decisive. Over 90,000 Pakistani soldiers surrendered. Bangladesh was born. It was a turning point in South Asia's history, and a deep national trauma for Pakistan. For India, it was a moment of triumph. But for the region, it was yet another layer of grief. The late 20th century saw a dangerous shift. In 1998, both India and Pakistan tested nuclear weapons. The world took notice. Two nuclear-armed neighbors with a history of war, what could go wrong? Barely a year later, in 1999, the Kargil War broke out. Pakistani soldiers and militants occupied strategic heights in Indian-administered Kashmir. India launched Operation Vijay to reclaim the territory. The battle took place in some of the world's highest war zones, fought in freezing temperatures with heavy artillery. The world feared nuclear escalation. After intense pressure and global diplomacy, Pakistan withdrew. But the message was clear: peace remained fragile. The nuclear shadow loomed over every decision, every misstep, every skirmish. Despite decades of conflict, there have been moments that sparked hope. In 1999, Indian Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee took a bold step: he boarded a bus to Lahore. The gesture was symbolic, emotional, and deeply human. Cross-border cricket matches brought fans together. Joint peace initiatives, prisoner releases, and cultural exchanges briefly lit the path toward dialogue. Even on the bloodied Wagah border, people held candlelight vigils, hoping, praying for peace. Artists, musicians, poets, on both sides, have always tried to bridge the divide. Because beneath the politics, there are shared stories, languages, and longings. The people of India and Pakistan are not enemies by nature, but by narrative. But that narrative remains complicated. Terror attacks like the one in Mumbai in 2008. The Pulwama bombing in 2019. Balakot airstrikes, cross-border shelling, propaganda wars. Each event widens the chasm. Kashmir remains a powder keg. Nationalism, on both sides, continues to inflame passions. Social media, fake news, and politics amplify hate faster than ever before. Two nuclear powers, one unresolved conflict, and millions of lives at stake. The region is always one miscalculation away from disaster. But history doesn't have to be a prison. It can be a teacher. The pain of partition, the scars of war, the missed chances for peace, they must not be forgotten. Yet we must not be defined by them either. The story of India and Pakistan is one of sorrow, but also of strength, survival, and resilience. Perhaps the time has come to see not what divides us, but what binds us. Shared roots. Shared songs. Shared souls. Welcome to Walk with Sohail. If this story stirred something in you, let's talk about it. Let's reflect together. Like, share, and subscribe, for more stories that move us forward, one step at a time.